We are back down pitch side in front of the Cop here at Anfield. Phil Thompson, Ray Houghton back with me. We've been listening to every word, even the naughty ones the boys have been saying over the last little while, and plenty we agree with, of course. Gentlemen, it's another point on the board. It's not a defeat, but, Tomo, it's a night of frustration overall.
Yeah, I think we've had a few of them, haven't we, this season? And I suppose the way to look at it, Steve said it there, we didn't get beat, because at one point it looked as though that was going to happen. And the very, very small positives out of it, that was it, because it wasn't a good performance. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination, we had so much of the ball, but it's what you've got to do with it and how you deal with it. It wasn't quick enough. We didn't move it. We didn't open them up. They were well organised. We knew that. But we just didn't move that ball quick enough at any given time and got any real sort of threatening attacks. Final ball at times was very, very poor. It was goalkeeping practice at times.
How, for those of us, guys like myself, people listening to this, watching this, explain to us why sometimes as a professional player you don't move it with the same speed. 'Cause we've seen these same players last season play with tempo, play with energy, and that real zip. And at times tonight in some of the other games recently, we've not quite had that. How is it not there? What makes it not there, Ray?
For me, it's confidence. It's confidence in your ability. It's about moving the ball as quickly as possible. It's not you that wants timing the ball, it's the next person, because if someone closes you down and you've already moved the ball on, they can't get near you. Once you take the touch and you're slowing things down, and then I thought we were a bit predictable tonight. I think that'd be the word I would use during the course of particularly the first half. You could have closed your eyes and you could have known where you were going to go with the next pass and the next pass and the next pass. No one's taking anyone on. We're controlling it and passing it from a standing position. No one was running with it, trying to bring onto the opposition and play little 1-2s to get around them. So they just sat back in positions. I mean, the best opportunities they had at times was when we gave the ball away. That was where the goal came from. We gave the ball away because we're trying to play out from the back. We don't go and close down. It takes a massive deflection, and then you're now chasing the game. Now we get back to 1-1, and I think the mindset of the players was we can go and win this. And then we throw everyone forward, and then we get undone with the goalkeeper picking up and a kick straight down the middle where we've not got one player back there. Luckily, Chiesa is tracked from quite a distance to help out his keeper, because when he's gone round him, he's blocked it as it was going into the goal. So we could have gave away, ended up with defeat when we've got a draw there for the taking. Yeah, we want to go and try and win it, but you've got to also switch on when it comes to the defensive situation. So there's a lot of things tonight that have to improve. Going forward, we're going to be playing against Leeds at the weekend. We know they've got a decent win tonight, so they're not going to come and take when we go there, they're going to sit back like Sunderland did tonight. We knew what Sunderland were going to do. They had a game plan. They worked to it. They trained for the game tonight, and everything they tried to do worked in their favour. They frustrated Liverpool. Liverpool just didn't get going. With their little 1-2s, they weren't coming off, and you could see the confidence, and players were just like, "Oh no, it's not our night. It's not our night." And that's when you have to get one or two of your big players really standing up and taking the game to them.
We spoke pre-match, Tomo, about the need to be defensively better, to be tighter, be more resilient. Will there be a frustration from Arne and his staff at the manner of the Sunderland goal? It was dealt with initially, then it's that poor pass that gives it to Shamsudeen Talbi, and he's able to take that shot.
And it is, it's quite easy to sit back here. Listen, we give the ball away at times, but that Virgil looked like he panicked. But yeah, you do that, you understand that. But when he got the ball, we never got that luxury. We never got that luxury hardly once. Dominic got it. Woof. They were going straight. I think Tom had one shot in the first half, which was a decent one. And they closed us down. We didn't. We've let the guy have the opportunity to pick his spot. He doesn't just get that. Veg turns away from it, comes off his backside, and does alley into the far corner. It's not good enough all round, from giving the ball away, but then the reaction from it. And that's all you've got to do. That's all you ask. And I don't think Veg sort of did that. If he'd have closed down very, very quickly, what does he do? He just passes it square and he moves away, and then you've done your job.
Do we need a little bit more of the aggression that Curtis Jones showed in winning the ball for the build-up to the goal that Wirtz scored or assisted, depending if it becomes an own goal.
Don't forget, Curtis comes on. Curtis is fresh. They're absolutely running out of steam. They're just running on the mindset, and that's where he nips in, which is great, and it is. And you expect that from your substitutes who are fresh. And he brought a better impetus for the goal. But we need more of that all round. You've got to be able to. They did, and they looked like they were all second balls and everything. You're in the right to win those balls, and we weren't doing that too much. A number of times we tried to pass it wide, and they're already on the way and nipping in, and that's what Curtis did for our goal.
I think I said the same question to the guys after the PSV game. Is there a point when you're a team or a player having a difficult spell and you sort of strip it right down and say, you know what, next game I am just going to run more than the man opposite me. Everything else can take care of itself, but I'm just going to run harder and try as hard as I can, and then everything else will come from that. And maybe that's something that...
I don't think it's just purely running that's the problem. I don't think it's lack of commitment.
Or aggression.
But what we're just lacking is moving the ball a bit quicker and passing to players who are free. There was a lot of times in the first half, Phil and I were watching it, where big Kanati was free on the right hand side and they seemed reluctant to play to him, so they would turn out, they would look over there and go, no, I'm not going to go, and then they come back in with the numbers where instead of trying to open up the game and then make it down the right hand side some of the play rather than just down the left and make it more expansive. We didn't do that. I thought we played into their hands. It took us a while to work out that Xhaka was a player they were trying to play into, and then he was getting turned on and then he was starting moves for him. Once we seen that as a problem, Wirtz went and sat on him, then it wasn't a problem for him. So there's things that we've got to think about more in the game to take away the advantage from the opposition.
I think there's a bit to what I'm thinking about as you're talking. What you're saying about run more. Why do we seem to do it against the bigger teams? Our mileage, what we would put in, goes up another 10 or 15%. And to me, it's just, I can't remember too many times when they had the ball that we had a good press, a right time of press to win that, more legs than them, and make them kick it long every time. It was like, we see it, now I'll go. It's not that intensity in the press. I don't think the press has worked well all season, and that's certainly what it was like. We let them get comfortable in the first half by not moving it quick enough.
We had that spell, didn't we, in the first half where they cottoned on to pressurising Granit Xhaka, and that put a bit of doubt in their minds, made them kick out into touch a couple of times and lose possession. So there were moments in the game with that. We also saw it first half against PSV. There was a spell where there was that aggression, that tempo, that press, but it's not been there consistently in games.
But when you win it, it's what you do with the ball next. How creative are you going to be? What opportunities can you make from the press that you've won? And we just didn't do enough with the ball. The final ball into the box wasn't of a good enough quality. I don't remember our centre forward, Isak, actually getting a ball that came in there that favoured him. It was always a fight ball, or it was too high, or you were hitting the first man, and that quality is required. If you're going to get opportunities, you've got to be firing the ball in. I don't think he's going to win too many headers, but he's going to get across people with his genuine pace, and I just thought we didn't deliver the ball in at the right time.
You used the word predictable there about some of the build-up play, approach play, some of the choices in the final third. Is there a point, we saw the manager make some changes for the game of the weekend, and to a point tonight as well, where he does something more radical, to throw the opposition off? Because we spoke about it pre-match, the fact that Sunderland changed their formation, the setup for different games. I think our opponents at the weekend Leeds switched their defence to a back five tonight. So is there an argument we do something like that, just to throw off the opposition at points, to make ourselves a little bit more difficult to prepare for as well?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Sort of Rio to come in and maybe play as a wider. I'd give the young man a go. At one point when we had Florian out there and Robbo, we had no pace. And because they had the five at the back and they were comfortable, all avenues were blocked off. And we had nobody who could do a trick. Now when Cody was on the face, he kept coming inside every single time. Not once did he go outside and them tackle and goes out for the throw and goes out for a corner kick. You've got to give them more problems than what we were giving them. So I know what you mean, but it's extremely hard to do that. To sort of really be radical and throw it all open and start players. We've got to be better at what we do. We allowed them to absolutely run the game in the way of stopping the game. I haven't seen a team like that. I'm not trying to criticise, but I haven't seen a team go down as much as what I witnessed there today. It was very clever of them. The referee got sucked in all the time. There was hardly a touch because we were able to see the replays. And I just think we've got to be cuter. We've got to be better. We've got to be better on the second balls. We lose so many. It is not. It's just. It's not giving us any momentum.
I just on the